The police in neighboring Ogun State have killed 6 members of a kidnapped gang in gun battle along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Wednesday. Police spokesperson in the state, Abimbola Oyeyemi, said the suspect had been on a wanted list of criminals. The suspect had earlier kidnapped 2 medical doctors working with the University College Teaching Hospital UCH Ibadan on their way to Lagos. Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels, where you can follow us right now on m.channelstv.com and on Facebook. We've got all our platforms of social media covered. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV. Use the hashtag State of the Nation to air your thoughts on the subject. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has temporarily halted the withdrawal of police personnel attached to VIPs, companies and others 3 days after ordering the withdrawal, saying that thorough assessment of the current deployment is needed. The enforcement of the withdrawal will now continue on April 20, 2018 and not immediately as initially announced. Is the move by the IGP in favor of the Nigerian people or not? What impact will their withdrawal have on improved security? Will the IGP succeed in what many believe will profit the poor? The Nigerian army at the start of the week said that 12 herdsmen have been arrested in Benue State. The suspects were arrested by troops of 707 Special Forces Brigade at the Mbaye, Yandev and Kambi wards in Benue State. They were arrested for alleged involvement in the destruction of farmlands in Benue on March 17, 2018. Herdsmen have also killed 3 in Dong village of Basa local government area of Plateau State in the latest attack on the village. What does this mean to the people of Dong, who have seen attacks and killings in just over a week in the face of Operation Safe Haven? It's prime time here in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. Welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. This is State of the Nation. I am Gimba Umar. Right behind me, data feeds are coming through on all our social media platforms in one place simultaneously. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation to air your thoughts on the subject. Let's begin at the national level. The president has met with 104 returned Dapchi girls in Abuja, where he said that he is offering amnesty and rehabilitation to Boko Haram, who are willing to and ready to lay down their arms. Also, it's now an offense to politicize abductions. You will face serious actions if you do that, says President Muhammadu Buhari. He's telling this to the politicians directly. Let's begin from there's Ahmed Kadri to my extreme left. Is a security expert. He joins me as well as Tubosun Olarinwa, my apologies, is a security expert as well. I want to thank you both for coming on State of the Nation at this time. 2 things have happened simultaneously. We heard that when the president met the 104 Dapchi girls. And one is the warning to politicians not to politicize abductions. That came from the president himself. What do you make of it? Let me begin with you, Kadri.
Well, basically, I think politicians will always be politicians. Politicians publicize anything. They politicize anything in order to put themselves in a better light for their constituencies. So I do not see how this gag order on politicians is actually going to stop them from being what they are, because that is what politicians do. Make a meal out of any situation in order to better their own stance in their constituencies.
Mr. Bolar, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that politicians need to be told not to politicize abductions, for instance?
Firstly, let's do a bit of appreciation to exactly what happened. Let us send condolence to the family that lost 5 children in this whole incident, and let us congratulate the parents that got their children back. Let us also commend the federal government on this particular occasion for at least rescuing the girl, unlike the issue of Chibok girls. Personally, I don't like to mix politics with reality of lives. And I think I would like to come in from that angle. Partially, I would like to follow the president in the warning he issued. It is responsible of him to issue that warning because the issue of abduction and kidnappings is something that affects some people's lives adversely. Like we have in the case of Chibok girls, some parents died of hypertension waiting to see their children. The extended family of those people or the existing family would not like to see you politicizing what happens to be a tragedy to their lives. Like my colleague rightly say here, politicians will always be politicians. I think some sense of responsibility and decorum needs to be thrown in the air here when you are dealing with it.
That's the first case. The second thing that happened today, we saw from Mr. President, is that the extension of an olive branch to Boko Haram members, giving them amnesty and rehabilitation. Do you think, for instance, that the insurgents will react very nicely to this? Will they take advantage of it?
No. If we're talking about terrorism, throwing amnesty to them is not going to help terrorism. It has never helped or quell or quench terrorism in any country that I knew of. It is exactly what happened. Some terrorists have been released as a result of negotiation, and we found them back in the jungle, issuing threats back to the country. So it's like bringing us to a situation where we are coming back to square one. I think that negotiation and amnesty is part of what we want to offer. Let's not conclude that that is the main thing, but let's see it as an offer. But I think it's rather too early to start saying that now. The crime is still being committed. Terrorism in the global perspective is not going anywhere. Nigeria is just dealing with it in a very, very high rate at the moment. But that does not mean that there is no terrorism in the UK, the US, the United Arab Emirates. Are they throwing amnesty at their terrorists? No.